Oh my god, hi. Welcome back to Beck's Books.
Did you miss me?
If you're new here, welcome to my channel. We're going to be doing a really fun game. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. We're going to be playing some Cards Against Humanity, but we're going to be using Cards Against Humanity to choose some books against humanity. So that's what we're doing starting the beginning of 2023. What a time. I'm gonna pull out just like a bunch of the cards. So this is all in good fun. This is all just a joke and just to make each other laugh, and it's good-hearted. But if you think you could possibly be offended by things that are in the Cards Against Humanity game, then I would stop watching. Change which video you're looking at. Look at one of my other videos, please. But if you are like myself and you think this game is hilarious, then by all means, stick around. I think I'm only gonna do 3 prompts this year in 2023 per month because last year was super difficult for me, and I realized that I'm reading bigger books and less books than I was in 2021 and 2020. It's just harder to consume as many books as I was when, you know, everybody was at home. So I'm gonna bring it down to 3. The first one though, let's see here, is, okay, I'll bleep it out, huffing and puffing and my stepdad. So we're gonna try again. Okay, we can do this one. Passive aggressive Post-it notes.
Sure, Jan.
Passive aggressive Post-it notes. Okay, so when I think of passive aggressive Post-it notes, I think of this roommate I had in college that I absolutely hated. We did not get along.
This that had a lot to say about me the other day in the press. What's good?
Let me look through my books, 1 second. Okay, I think I made a decision. So something I'm doing is I'm trying to pick out books that I've owned the longest and haven't read yet. The Splendid and the Vile by Eric Larson is one of the more older books on my shelf that I've had that I haven't got into. So this is a nonfiction. It's about the Blitz and it's about Churchill. It's like a historical account. And so to me, countries can be pretty passive aggressive with each other, especially when they want the other country to do something. And I feel like there's a lot of passive aggressiveness that happened during Churchill's time trying to beat the Nazis, because he was trying to get America and other countries to join the war. And there was a lot of like, maybe, I don't know, I don't want to get involved kind of stuff happening around that time. And so I feel like it'd be really funny to like see what Post-it notes different countries would give to each other. I wonder if a country ever has given a Post-it note to another country's leader, like during like UN meetings and stuff. Oh man, that would be hilarious. But I definitely do want to get to this. I do read a lot of nonfiction. I try to educate myself.
What, like it's hard?
Let's see if I can read this one. Testicular torsion. So let me Google it. Okay, so I got my laptop here so that we can find out what this means. Causes sudden and often severe pain and swelling. It's most common between the ages of 12 and 18. I'm gonna say in middle grade. That's what the prompt is. So Ink Death by Cornelia Funk is the last book in the Inkheart series that I've been reading. And look how thick she is. Love the cover. Inkheart is about a girl named Maggie that her and her father have the magical ability to read characters, plants, you name it, out of books. And her father is called Silver Tongue, and he is very good. He's the best at this magical ability. This book talks a lot about loving books. It talks about owning books and having a love for the books that you own. Her father also is a bookbinder. He repairs old books, and that's a big part of who he is and his personality. Yeah, this is the third book. A lot's happened since the first book. Obviously, I don't want to give any spoilers away, but this is one of my favorite series of all time. I read Inkheart and Inkspell when I was younger, but when I had read the books, Ink Death hadn't been written yet, and then life happened, I got older. So this will actually be my very first time reading Ink Death, and I'm really excited because rereading Inkheart and Inkspell, they lived up to the hype. They were still 5-star reads, and I really, really enjoyed them. We have The Splendid and the Vile and Ink Death. Alrighty, so let's see here. Binging and purging. Love it. Binging and purging. Okay, I know. So I am on book number 21 of the Stephanie Plum series. It's mass market series, but I love them. They're so funny. I've been reading them since I was in high school. This is Top Secret 21, and therethere's this character called Lula that is constantly trying to fit into spandex. These books are funny, and so it's just really funny whenever you get these descriptions of her, 'cause she's trying to force spandex, which can be very difficult to get onto her. And then she talks about her struggles of wearing the spandex, and like, I think that's the closest I'm gonna get. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with that. I've been meaning to get back to this series anyways. There's about to be 28 books in the series, and I'm on 21. So I am so close to being up to date with the Stephanie Plum novels. They're hilarious, but it's not supposed to be taken too seriously. And I just want to show you guys my bookmark. Do not steal this book. A little bit more about this book. Stephanie Plum is a bounty hunter. She is not very good at her job. She had to blackmail her cousin. Yeah, her cousin into giving her the job, but she's given cases that he thinks she can handle, and she's telling people, I'm a bounty hunter, but nobody believes her, and it's just so funny. So if you ever watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia, that is the energy of the Stephanie Plum novels. It's like New Jersey, like the worst people in New Jersey. Very like a Jersey Shore.
Okay. Hold my earrings, please.
We keep it gangsta.
But okay. So these are the 3 books for my game that I want to read this month. But I'm going to show you the other books that I plan on reading this month. I'm going to be doing a buddy read with my friend Jeremy, and we're starting this on January 1st. So I'll definitely be getting to the Harlem Shuffle. I know that obviously it's out of Harlem, and I do see like a safe and some type of tool and a diamond. So I'm guessing that there's some type of like thieving going on. So this is a heist book. I've only seen a few people read this book. I'm curious to see where I fall on the reviews. I know that Colson Whitehead is a really loved author. He's won the Pulitzer and the National Book Award. So I expect really good things from the book. I expect good writing, to say the least. So that is a book I'm also going to be reading. Kingdom of Copper. I'm going to be buddy reading this with Nina. So City of Brass is about Nahari, who she has the ability to heal others as well as herself, and she's considered very valuable because of her capacity to heal others. And it's her trying to figure out who she is and like all this self-discovery. It's a high fantasy. It's beautiful. It was a 5-star. Kingdom of Copper is the next book in the series. Going to be buddy reading this with Nina. This is definitely a book I'm going to get to at least start in the month of January. And then I have 3 priority reads. So I have these 5 that I definitely plan on reading. I'm currently reading, I might not even finish them in January, but we have Martin Chuzzlewit by Charles Dickens. It's 782 pages long. So yeah, but I'm definitely not going to finish it in December. So this is going to be moving on into January. Martin Chuzzlewit is about a young man named Martin Chuzzlewit that comes from a family that used to be wealthy, but they lost their money. He has one wealthy uncle, and that uncle is like trying to decide if he wants to leave his money to our main character, and there's definitely other people that want that money. So it's a book about greed and wealth and fake niceness. It's a satire. This talks about the hypocrisy of like when wealthy people like will do charities and will do, you know, fundraising and will take pictures with people and will do publicity kind of stunts. How they'll say things that is the exact opposite of what they actually are doing. And it makes fun of wealthy people, basically. This book is making fun of wealthy people, and it's why I love Charles Dickens, and I think Charles Dickens is so underrated with people that, you know, were forced to read Charles Dickens in high school or in college. I mean, he just really knows how to stick his middle finger up. Same with Mark Twain. Mark Twain sticks his middle finger up so high to the masses, and like, I am here for it. It's so great. So yeah, I'm gonna be finishing Martin Chuzzlewit, and then I will be finishing Darkness on the Edge of Town by Adam Christopher, and this is the 2nd book in the Stranger Things series, and I'm so glad I got to this book in December because it starts off on Christmas and it goes into like the days after Christmas. Whoa, okay, hold on. If you haven't watched Stranger Things, I'm gonna put a emoji here, kind of like in the middle of the show when this book was published. So in this book, Eleven has just recently been adopted by Hopper, and it's their first Christmas together. So her and Hopper kind of are just like staring at each other, learning what it means to be a family without other people around. She learns a lot about Hopper in this book, about when Hopper was a detective in New York. So this book is about Hopper and about Hopper's life before Hawkins and about his wife and daughter that, you know, we just kind of like know used to be a part of his life before they died. So it's really interesting to get that backstory. And since I just barely started it on Christmas Day, I am 20 pages in, so I definitely will be reading this in January. Okay, so another book that I definitely will be prioritizing is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana, I don't know. Put a picture here. So this was the book club pick for my local book club here in San Antonio, and it's the buddy read pick for Sid Warren. So I'm gonna go ahead and prioritize it, but I don't know anything about this book. I'm assuming it's about witches. I'm definitely going to read that book. So those are the books that I'm for sure going to prioritize getting to in the month of January. Obviously, for sure getting to these 2. Right now, I'm looking at 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm looking at 7 books that I'm trying to get to, that I'm going to prioritize. I then have possibles. So the most books I've read in a month, I think, is 14 books. The least I've ever read, I think, is 6. So the next 4 books I'm going to tell you about, there's a good chance I won't get to them, but I'm going to mention them. I would really like to get to them if I get the chance. The first is The Book Eaters by Sun Yi Dean, and look at this cover. I have the Illumicrate edition, and it's stunning. This is Sid Warren's book club pick, so they always have like 2 different books. So this is the main one though. This is about 6 families that eat books, but one of them has a child that eats minds. So it sounds kind of creepy actually. Kind of got some creepy vibes going on here. So let's add it to the stack. Then I have 3 series that I really want to make progress in. The first one is Children of Dune by Frank Herbert, which is the 3rd book in the Dune series. I read the first 2 books already. It's basically colonization on planets instead of, you know, different parts of one planet. They're actually going into space, going to other planets to take their resources. So Dune is the planet where the Freemen have been living, and their resources have been taken by outside foreign planets, people, like these families basically. There's like these really wealthy families that have been taking resources from other planets, and it's prophesied that this boy was going to come rising up with the Freemen, and it's his story throughout the books of him being on the planet Dune and the prophecy that's surrounding them, and it's quite interesting. Okay, so got 2 more books here that I'm going to talk about. The next one is The Lost Symbol by Dan Brown. This is a much older series. This is the 3rd book in the Da Vinci Code series.
Da Vinci.
This is a nostalgic read for me. I remember when I was younger, I saw my brother, he's 9 years older than me. I saw him reading it when he was a teenager and I was a bit younger. And I was just really curious. So now that I'm older, making it a priority to read the series I saw my brother read. And I really enjoyed it. It's definitely at times a little outdated, but it's a murder mystery. Each book is different. I know nothing about this one. It's like secret societies and the Illuminati, but it also has to do with the secrets held by the Catholic Church. And there's a lot of controversy with it because people take offense, but nonetheless, I'm really happy that I'm taking the time to read them. Okay, the last book that I would like to get to is Henry VI Part 2. This is a book I've been trying to get to. I read Henry VI Part 1 either last year or at the very end of 2021. I think it was in December of 2021. I've been meaning to get to the 2nd book. I want to read all of Shakespeare because there's so many references to Shakespearean literature. I'm trying to read them even though they're not my favorite thing. I'm also trying to have an open mind. I feel like a lot of people had to read this stuff in high school and college, and it always leaves a bitter taste in your mouth when you don't do something of your own desire. And so I'm trying to break that stigma within myself. This is really important literature. There's a lot of historical context to it. There's a lot of inspiration taken from Shakespeare. And one thing about Shakespeare is that there are definitely Shakespearean retellings, and I would like to have read Shakespeare's work before I read a retelling. It's kind of just like a priority. So I really want to get to this sooner rather than later, even if it's not in January. A lot of these books are books you're going to see me read this coming year. So there we have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus the audiobook 12. Will I read all of these? Probably not. That's all I have for you in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. I'm trying to get back to posting. I'm definitely not going anywhere. There will be more videos from me, and I appreciate all of y'all, and I look forward to giving you more content. All right, bye. Bex Book signing off.